Hey folks, we are live on South Padre Island. The moon going to come up over the horizon any second now. It's 6:21, so a little haze back there, so we may not see it right away. But when it does come up, it's going to be eclipsed, which means it's in the Earth's shadow. The sun's over there, the moon's back there, and the Earth right in the middle. And of course, that shadow has two parts, the dark part in the middle and then the lighter part on the outside. That's the penumbra, and that's the part it'll be in. So you won't have, it's not going to be like it disappears, but it'll be a little darker than what it normally is, and you'll be able to tell the difference. And if we look at Saturday tonight, we've really seen pretty clear skies over the region pretty much all day long. No issues with clouds, and that's the case right now. Way offshore, there are some clouds, but they're even hard to see from here. Some of the satellite imagery has been showing us that, but for the most part, we're in pretty good shape today, so you should get a pretty good view of this eclipse across most of the valley this evening. And again, as we mentioned earlier, this is not one of those eclipses where you go, wow, that was really cool. This will be one where you go, that was kind of cool. So it's just not quite that big a deal. Now, look at temperatures across the area. Let's see where we stand right now. Temperature-wise, after being in the 80s most of the afternoon, still in the 80s in the western valley, 70s in the eastern part of the valley, 76 in Port Isabel, 76 in Brownsville, but notice McAllen still at 82 degrees, while it's 85 in Rio Grande City. Now, dew points are working their way back up in a hurry. Obviously, there was fog across much of the valley this morning, and the Muggy meter reflects the dew points are up. And I tell you what, as soon as we opened the door here to the condo that we're using, everything got wet because the dew points are high and moisture kind of filled in a hurry. So mugginess is climbing across the valley, and it will continue to do that. And right now, it's 65, but it'll continue to go up as we go through the next few days. Now, Future Track continues to indicate these clouds kind of thickening up later tonight and early tomorrow. The possibility of some fog once again as the moisture levels really increase. But by afternoon tomorrow, we're back to partly sunny skies and breezy once again. We continue beyond that, and Sunday looks partly to mostly sunny and breezy again. No real rain chance as we head through the weekend. I think things stay pretty dry across the region all weekend long, and now it looks like even Monday may be a relatively dry day as well, because the next front now, it just keeps slowing down and slowing down. There's some moisture with it when it eventually comes in, but right now, the model's showing scattered showers, but I think our best chance will be late Monday into Tuesday, and still a Tuesday, perhaps even drying out by the time we get to Wednesday. So our rain chances the next 3 days, you see the weekend is dry, and then Monday we at least have a shot in there, but I think at this point, as the front slows down, we're not looking at widespread stuff on Monday, only about a 40% probability. As far as high temperatures go, we're staying above normal. The norm for this time of year is around 74 degrees, and we're going to be at 88, 88, and then 80 by the time we get to Monday. So not quite as warm on Monday, but still well above the seasonal norm, if you will. Now, the bigger picture kind of gives you an idea of what's going on around Texas today. And the bottom line is the clouds are going to stick around near the coast late night and early morning, and then burn off during the afternoon. Here comes the front across the state. That front that's moving into Texas Saturday into Sunday gets close, but then stalls, probably just to the north of us on Monday initially. So we're very warm, breezy over the weekend. Monday, the chance for a couple of showers, but the front doesn't actually come through until later on, probably maybe even Tuesday before the front gets here. So we're waiting for it, and eventually it'll push through and then cool it off a little bit, but it may be Tuesday or even Wednesday before we see much of a cool down. And like most of the fronts this year, it'll be a short-lived cool down. Temperatures will probably rebound pretty quickly within a day or so after that front going through. If you're headed to the coast, here's what's going on here where we are. In the morning, temperatures in the mid-70s. Winds a little gusty out of the south, about 25 miles an hour, 23 miles an hour. As we go through the daytime tomorrow, the winds stay strong out of the south. Temperatures into the mid-70s in the afternoon, staying in the 70s most of the day. Surf temperatures at 70 degrees. The UV index is still high. The tides, a pair of tides, and there you see 3 to 5 feet, a moderate chop on the bay. Bay temperature right now at 71 degrees. Now, as we take a peek at your forecast for tonight, quickly, the air show. I want to show you the air show quickly, because if you're headed to Brownsville this weekend for the air show, it looks like things ought to be just fine. I think a little breezy both days, but temperature Saturday and Sunday mainly in the mid-80s in Brownsville. So for the whole valley for tonight, skies stay partly cloudy, maybe some more clouds later on. 66 for a low, southeasterly winds. Then tomorrow, our high climbs back up in the mid-80s again with breezy conditions, southeast winds 15 to 25 miles per hour. As we take a look at the next 7 days, we're going to see temperatures stay in the 80s for at least until Monday. Tuesday, a little bit cooler on Valentine's Day. Front comes through, then notice Wednesday, about 68 degrees. Then we rebound right back into the 70s on Thursday and Friday. Kind of hard to see. There's a little haze, but look off to the east. Kind of tough to see it out there, but there's the moon, full moon rising in the eastern horizon right now, and it's kind of hard to see. And the reason it's hard to see is because it's eclipsed. The shadow of the Earth now cast over the moon. We're just barely seeing it here at South Padre Island. Still a lot of haze on the horizon. As it gets a little higher, we'll see it a little bit better, but still won't be as bright as normal because it is now in the shadow of the Earth. It's called a penumbral lunar eclipse, and it's happening as we speak. Now, coming up in the next half hour, we're going to talk about something else in the eastern sky late tonight, like at 3 o'clock in the morning. If you got binoculars and you're still up, we'll tell you what you can see at 3 a.m., hopefully, if you got good binoculars, coming up a little bit later in the newscast. Live on South Padre Island, Tim Smith, Channel 5 News at 6.